think it's nice having the HQ by the river.
It's funny that we've actually not been here before. Now, when we first moved here, they used to have a great big Christmas tree up, but they've not put it up for the last few years.
I don't think they've done any sort of like thing like that for ages. Put a Christmas tree up.
No, they put the big decorations up. That looks like that house has been chopped in half, doesn't it, on the other side?
Yeah, it does actually.
But it is funny, this would be actually a quite nice place that you could come and just have your lunch if you wanted 10 minutes out of the way.
What's funny though is when we was using models before, this was quite a spot where we would come and shoot.
Oh, did you come down there?
Yeah, because it's only just there, isn't it? So like we'd shoot loads of things just off the side. I mean, the scenery that's around is so nice anyway. And especially I find that in autumn, these type of the months, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is really gorgeous.
Like you've got the.
And this is, I like this part myself because it's the old part as well, isn't it? It's like the houses over in the back there are quite nice.
Using models though, it was always about you always had to find somewhere that looked like picturesque from the background, because not everybody is going to get pulled in by what they see on the screen by like what models are wearing.
No, we used to like also try and look like for urban places, didn't you? Derelict and...
Urban, yeah. You have to say urban like urban as well,
urban.
clearly.
But sort of like a bit more derelict, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's windy.
And it's a colder month of November. We're starting to get into the colder time.
December.
In December. Yeah.
The big bad months.
I know. How do you think it's been sort of like streaming live in comparison to what we'd have been doing this time a few years ago, selling lots of clothes online, and now we're selling ourselves through ourselves essentially on a camera?
God, yeah. So you wouldn't have thought. I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to be a Blue Peter presenter. So I should have thought.
You got to aim high.
Thought be happy about being in front, either that or Ken Dodd, being in front of the camera. But don't actually think about it. Don't think that you're in the camera and you're thinking, oh, these people are in their homes and looking at us and probably picking us to pieces. But yeah, a bit different to the normal sort of like being surrounded by a team of people and just all working. And we used to come in early, work late.
I think one of the main things to keep on that point, to keep accurate with the point about like the live streaming versus the selling, is like not to go into a mental health awareness too much, but I think what I've realised the biggest thing about doing live streaming is you're on the camera and you're the part of the show, whereas before a model and a nice background was the show, and you were the people behind creating that. So you was like the faceless, like a lot of people choose to do business like that. But now,
yeah, you wouldn't have known that we existed only if you put a video of it.
I mean,
didn't know you got a team of old ladies sorting your stuff out.
Don't sell the brand too highly, but I mean, it was.
Well, it's the lossy work, isn't it? It is the backbone work that needs doing. So it doesn't really matter who's doing it because, like you say, it was faceless.
I think, yeah, just to try and have like some guidance with like a point. I guess before we didn't have to worry about where we were in our heads or in our space, like to sell things. And I don't know, maybe that's probably more of like a thing that I think about. But with the being on a camera, if you aren't feeling like your best, or if you're not feeling great, that's a reflection on how people will interact with it. Versus selling things on a model, you have to just make sure that the model wearing the item of clothing is in a good spirit. Yeah. And that was obviously where my skill of being a photographer came in. And then you say like all the ladies and everybody behind the scenes that's preparing, washing and like organising and styling,
and stuff, yeah.
You know, a big ecosystem. But now obviously the live streaming is just a little part, but I just wanted to like pose that question about how you think, how different that feels like now to be a part of the show, generating the money, versus being behind the scenes working on it. I find it strange in a sense of like how different it is.
I think because I've always thought that you're quite comfortable in front of the camera, whether it's like you're on your own, not that you're comfortable with a big audience, but I know that you're confident in front of a camera. So anybody coming in with you, that confidence sort of rubs off. So I sort of like feel like I go along with it. But yeah, very, very different to
what do you think you'd be like if you was on the camera on your own?
Oh no, just no way. I wouldn't have. I would be thinking, I want somebody to talk back to me. I don't think I could do it on my own. because I'd be like going, come on then, interact, tell me what you want. Otherwise I'm thinking, why does anybody want to listen to me?
Yeah, I guess maybe one influence I had is obviously before doing anything like clothing selling, was making YouTube videos. I spent such a long
that's
time
what's-
doing that.
yeah.
I've been doing a radio show at university for a couple of years. I've learnt about speaking when nobody's speaking back.
Yeah, yes, you've done that, and that's what I say. So doing that with you, you sort of like, you bounce, for me, I sort of like bounce off of you and sort of like, you take the lead. Maybe you did that the other day, didn't you? You went, all right, then you do it. And you moved away from the camera kind of thing. And it's like, what?
It's just funny, I
And
think...
I tell you what I want to do. If they put me in front of a camera on my own, I don't want to just sort of like go, oh, and this is this item. I feel like I've actually got to be the entertainer. I feel like I've actually got to start singing and dancing or something.
But I think it's that thing of like where you remember like...
I don't.
You remember that like... how I try and remember it is it's like, if people are spending and taking the time out to engage in content, I need to then, on the reverse, make sure that the content they're engaging with is worth spending their time. Because I value time,
Yeah.
and I think that I value somebody else's time, and not to kind of... I don't want to get into a comparison of what other people do, I think, because it's not about what anybody else does, but like,
No.
definitely like, I second you on that. I think that the importance of like being the entertainer is so key.
Yeah.
It's so important.
But if you put me in front of the camera on my own, I want to go beyond just sort of like being engaging. I feel like I've actually got to do a performance of something, like start singing.
But the thing is with you is that you're on the opposite to me. So like you're like an incredibly sociable person in front of large groups of people. You wouldn't even question that. Whereas I could probably be there next to
Yeah.
you or be there next to somebody else equally as sociable and feel like a part of it. But then as soon as you were gone, it would be more daunting. Whereas in front of a camera, although I'm working on the social thing, I think I'm getting there with that, more and more people. It's just like, it's baby steps of bringing more people around, and then soon come be doing a live show in front of people on stage. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Oh my God. I mean, that's it. I've always, like I said, I don't have a problem being almost centre of attention. Some people could call me an attention seeker, being the youngest. But the actual thought sometime of where people were just looking at you, like the thought of, and this is completely going off tangent, the thought of getting married where everybody's looking at you. Couldn't do it. Absolutely terrify me. That kind of thing where I think, no, they're actually just looking at me. Then I can't do that. But if you're on there and it's sort of like, if it's like in a party and you're telling a story, I don't mind that because there's interaction.
It's levels of how immersed you can get into it. And I think this is the thing that I realise when we're doing the lives on, like live streaming, what I find is, I like how you say you picture the people that are home and watching, or you maybe don't. I feel like the people that are speaking are really speaking out loud. So I take it from like just a thing on the screen to like a voice out loud. And that helps me build
Yeah.
this scene where like last night we're having conversations with people after doing a late evening stream. I feel like we're all in this as a conversation together. There's obviously that underlying thing where we're there selling products and people want to buy, but that's also
it's nice to get that interaction.
to come back to that point, because I wanted to like regain the point of where we started, is that like now with interactive like selling on streams, what I find is different about that is it's like people love to buy through it because it's a level of interaction where you're not just going to a shop and giving them 30 quid and they're going, here's your hoodie. Some guy that's not had any affiliation to making it, some guy that's not had that. Granted, we've not made the clothes, we've not done that, but they've been produced in mystery bundles. We've like curated items, we've hand selected, and also alongside assisting this sale, people then go, I like these people, and it's the personal element that you invest in.
Yeah, well, some people were commenting that last night, weren't they? It's like thinking, yeah, you could go for the impersonal, you just order brand new offline, online sort of thing, or you go into a shop and see somebody and they go, thank you, or you can go to an auction site or second-hand, the Depop's, the eBays kind of thing, but you don't get any interaction. You get a picture, but you don't actually get to really see. I know some of ours are mystery bundles, but anything else, they're getting to see you put it on.
It's being connected in a disconnected world, isn't it, really? Because it's like now...
It's a lot more interactive.
You got to think, without being too general, in a world where people buy things without, like, I mean, you look at the way that you buy on Amazon, you just swipe it like you're unlocking your phone and it charges your card. So like, you don't even have to think about paying. It's like playing games with your fingers on screens. Whereas now, it's like, if you can give people more value back with the time they spend, like through an interactive thing, which is what I think we do. And I think like, just as one aspect of it.
They're actually getting almost, they're getting the interaction and the personal feel that people probably want, but they don't want it in person. They don't want to stand inside a shop and start chatting to somebody.
The sort of people that do what we do, if we did that in person though, they're the sort of people that you see in a town centre that are selling like shite shampoo and like hair products. Like,
they want to talk to you and tell you what it is. Here, try this on your skin.
But that's like where it's too gimmicky. I think that all in all, that's that.
What was good last night as well, because we did it late night, like asking how many people are lying in bed and all the responses, and you're thinking, yeah, well, these people are actually tucked up in bed, ready for bed. And there we are on the screens chatting to them. So it's not like they're just FaceTiming a mate or something. They actually can see us. We're talking to them directly. They might make a comment and we actually talk to them directly. So you can see we're doing an actual social duty as well as interacting with people that could otherwise be lonely.
I think we should just do some social duty to ourselves. I'm Baltic. Should we go back now?
That's why I should have worn gloves.